These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Come on, fellas. Mike. 180. 59. Hey, tight. Hey, alert. 36.
First carry for James Conner. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On second and very short, Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On first and 10 is Conner. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
57, Mike 57. Big stop. Hey, pick up. 57, Mike 57.
On second down, it's Conner. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Screen pass to Conner. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll make this a second and long.
Like 20, 50. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day, all day. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Slip. Go. No spacing. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Now Ben on third and long. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
57, Mike, 57.
Operating from the gun, Love. He gets this one to Boyd. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Geno Atkins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now the former Sooner, this is Rodney Anderson. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Hey, orbit. Hey, check Mike 57, Mike.
Easy.
Right here.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Check it back. 24.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 48-yard line.
Set, 180, Jack 16. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. Hey, box drop, box drop. 59's mark, 59's mark. Check, 59. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, defense.
Here's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Come on, let's go. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bengals 7, Steelers nothing.
Set, ready. 8, read. In the bank. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Check 24, check 24. Check 50 dog. Ready, go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Red, 60, orange. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't exit. Mike 55, Mike 55. Bandit, bandit. Alpha.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? The one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
They're running it. Mike, check, 59. Night, sweetheart. Shift, watch the shift. Slam.
On third down, Roethlisberger able to find Switzer. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
To Ryan Switzer. It's a gain of 10. First down, Steelers.
They'll run on first down. Connor. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Slam. Check 37. Check 37.
On second and 12, Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith. Shoot. That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Bengals take over first and 10
We got work.
at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Well,
He's time to win.
they'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Back. Check 50. Check 50.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. That was pretty obvious. He didn't let him catch it.
Agreed, and what's hard is you make that long run downfield to try and cover it, but you got to locate the football as well.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty.
Hey. Check 59, right? You too. Right to 59. Hey, pick your game up. 5. Check.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down now, It's Connor, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. The Steelers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. On third down, it's Connor. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Let's go. 64, weak.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
No. Off. Ready, go.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right. Hey, we got 3 down. 3 down.
From the gun, Love. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield.
Black 20. Check. 59. Middle. 7-7. Hey, Alpha. Check. Mike 59.
On 1st down, Connor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, it's Connor. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Alert.
57. Mike 57. Let's pick it up.
They'll run on 1st down. Connor, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Connor. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
I'm going to hit you all night, baby.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2.
Let's go, baby.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
At the 31-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Here's 2nd and 8. Eluding the pressure right. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
General, flash.
On first down, Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hatchet, hatchet. Watch twist.
And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
On first down, Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Ready? Lock 80!
57, come on. Hey, me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
22, 44.
Watch 57.
Hey, Haywood!
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Hey, check, Mike.
Again, a run with counter. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go.
Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Fielded just inside the 20. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bengals will take over here, first and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. To throw again. Love. Got a man open. It's Ross. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
On third down, Love. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Now Benjamin. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10.
Hey, exit. Switch.
Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. That second down play nets a -4.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Hey, I-7.
59 mark, check, 59. Oh, yeah.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Looking deep here for Ebron. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Here we go.
Let's go, D, let's go.
H3, 218, chop. Ready.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
High 7, let's go. 66. Bullet run. Set, go.
Again, it's Jones. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Check it out, read.
Ready, go.
They'll run on first down. Jones. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Second and 6. And this is incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it's third down.
Incomplete. Brings up third down and 6 yards to go.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down.
Check, 55 to Mike. Check, 55 to Mike. Not here. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
Operating from the gun. Love. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll be taken down shy of the 25 that he needed. He'll be a yard or 2 short. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. So the scoring dried up here in the third. Nothing that quarter for either side. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Kill.
Lock it.
Kill. He's cracked.
They'll go with Jones. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
Box trap.
Pick up the ball. Mike 55, right there in the middle.
Ready.
From the gun, Love. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Bullock good on the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Easy. Hey, let's go. We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Ben leaves DeConner on the draw. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4... you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
We own them. We own them. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up. 44. Hey, orbit. Here we go, G. Get off the field. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. On the ball.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 47. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Check.
Toss play, Connor. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Right back to Connor here on first. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Here we go. Black 20.
It's going to be a long day. Let's go.
This is Connor running right. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Watch the boot.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27.
Here we go.
Roethlisberger will throw. Looking deep here for Eat, and that's caught inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there. Now, you're at the point in the game right now where you got to start taking some chances, and that chance paid off.
And it's a good idea to be that aggressive because, truthfully, the defensive guys, they're just playing not to make a mistake. That often means you can make a big play against them.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll look to run with Connor. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Check 59, Mike.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Here we go.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. This is Jones. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. And now right out of the 2-minute break, will get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
80 weapon. 80 weapon. You got tight. You got tight right there. Check. Crunch. Crunch. Ready, ready. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up. Safe. 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 Out. 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 What happened?
Jones. The 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get hustle. Let's
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
set. 50. Lane. Charlie. All right, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Check back. Check back. Go. Go. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Hey, let's get this. Get this. Set hut. Hut, hut.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Forced out to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Okay,
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Here we go.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Right there. All day, baby.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Oh, that one got away from him. Short distance kick missed. No good. Way wide to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Alert, alert. Bravo.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Here I come.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Mike is there.
Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
59 Mike. 59 Mike. Check, check. 59.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Mike 5
No spacing.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Switzer, complete. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy's still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
180.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
These two. Check 59. Mike is 59. Hey, two.
Tackles. Mike, check. 59.
They get Mike.
Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. On 1st down, it's Jones. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for Cincinnati, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.